Awesome. So at Jed Phoenix of London, we make stuff for both men and for women. We only gender clothes because of the cut of them. It's not particularly for any other reason other than men tend to be straighter, women tend to be curvier. And as you can see here, Justin is wearing a corset with waistcoat panels out of leather and a collar cuffs and harness set and a pair of leather strap trousers. The trousers are incredibly kinky. You can do all sorts of weird and wonderful things in them. They've got a zip that goes all the way down the crotch, and the straps can be unclipped and then clipped around something, so they are proper 21st century bondage trousers. But the corset, which I will grab, this is leather, and absolutely, this is a real head turner. The corset panels can come off. These are lined with a beautiful red Duchess satin. And these are really, really hard wearing. I'm going to demonstrate. This is something that you can't see on photos, but it's strong. It's not going to fall apart. You're paying for quality with all of our stuff. At the back, we put D-rings as opposed to eyelets, because we feel that with the force of the pull of the lacing, it's not gonna go anywhere because of the number of lines of stitching. So when you buy from us, you're buying not only incredible style, but you're also buying incredible quality and hopefully good customer service as well. We always pride ourselves on wanting to go above and beyond to help our customers. Part of the feedback we've had over the years are repeat customers. And that to me is the best feedback you can get, because if people are willing to come back and spend more money with you, then you're onto a good thing, and you're doing something right as well. And as I said, we were established in 1999, so 21 years of good reputation building, and we're still going strong. So yeah, the corsets, really passionate about the corsets, men's corsets, women's corsets. The look of them is different from other corsets that are out there on the market. And yeah, these are just beautiful, beautifully made. They are fully lined. And the inside of them, there's just beautiful, no nipple against the skin, absolutely gorgeous. So that's the first slide of men's corset with waistcoat panels, collar cuffs and harness set, and beautiful leather bondage trousers. This next slide features one of our posture collars. As you can see in the photo, this was worn by the model wearing other fetish garments. And that's one of the things that you can do with our clothes. Obviously, you can mix and match with other fabrics. So you might want to try black polycotton. Oh, sorry, you might want to try the black cotton posture collar with some latex, for instance. And the posture collar is completely unisex, we found. And we make two versions. One is in leather and one is in black drill. So if you're vegan and you don't want to wear leather, then we do cater for you as well. And with this, it zips down the front. These are also reversible. So you could wear the kind of bit underneath your chin like that. And this is proper solid stuff. On the inside, you can see the outside, you've got the flexibility of the back of the neck or the front of the neck even, so you can have that underneath there and it will keep your head up. The inside, this is again something you can't really see from the pictures. It's got the traditional corset boning channels, because there is still boning in all of these strips here. And yeah, as you can see from the model on the picture, it just looks beautiful, frames the neck and goes over the shoulders beautifully. And then onto the next slide, we have more menswear. So one of the potential issues that men have when it comes to fetish wear is they don't want to look too gay, or that, you know, they want to maintain that macho look, and so leather kilts and a leather corset with braces, as worn by Mike here, you wouldn't want to bump into him in an alley at all, because he'd probably scare the bejesus out of you. And he's wearing our leather kilt, which is an evolution of the fabric kilt that we designed and made a few years ago. And with the leather, because it's quite difficult to stitch a long pleat in leather, we have a slightly different shape to this kilt. When it comes to the leather kilt, it's a lot fuller than the fabric kilt that we designed. And this kilt the movement in this kilt is beautiful. It's got to be seen on a body, and the body walking somewhere to be really experienced. But it goes beautifully with the leather corset. And the leather corset, when we make anything out of leather, we save absolutely every single scrap of leather, and then we utilise that leather in some of our patchwork goodies. And this utilises some of the red leather scraps that we collect when we make our military-style trousers. And obviously all the patchwork stuff is completely unique. You're not going to get two items of the patchwork exactly the same because of the placement of the patchwork. But it just makes for a little bit of an unusual design. We've got front panels and back panels with patchwork red leather. And this corset it's a longer line than the other corset that I showed you. And this has the braces like Mike's wearing, and also the option of spiky epaulets, so you can properly be a shoulders for someone to cry on. And then back to women's wear. This outfit was actually, it was this model, Ivana Hyde, who was the inspiration for the top that she's wearing. I knew when my brilliant photographer, Richard Bailey, who took quite a lot of these photos, Richard had an idea for a shoot with Ivana in Amsterdam. And because the shoot was going to be outside, I had to have something for Ivana to wear over her boobs. And the chiffon top came about because of this actual photo shoot. This was the first time anyone had worn this chiffon top. And yeah, we make them now in black chiffon and red chiffon and purple chiffon. And we've made a bespoke one in white chiffon as well. And you can see Ivana's wearing a corset with press studs going down the front. This is quite an easy, quick release method of getting in and out of a corset. You might have noticed that we haven't actually used a traditional busk on any of our corsets that we've shown you so far. And that's because traditional busks are everywhere in corsetry, and we want to be a little bit different, because it's the engineering that really inspires me when it comes to corsetry and clothes in general. So I want to do any type of fastening other than a busk on a corset. So we've got the chiffon top, we've got the corset, but we've also got the skirt. And the skirt, I actually designed the skirt many years ago, in the early 2000s, and I made the skirt originally out of black cotton drill. And when I started making leather garments a few years ago, I had to make this skirt out of leather. And it's proper strict mistress dominatrix style, because it's got a pocket down the side for a riding crop. Interesting when you sit down, if you've still got the riding crop in the pocket. But yeah, you can see Ivana is having quite a lot of fun telling people that they need to get something like this, either for themselves or for their mistress. And the next slide, you can see here we have Varlis and Yun. And this again is taken by the fantastic photographer Richard Bailey. And Ivana is wearing a full back corset with detachable sleeves and also a leather spanking skirt. She's been a bit cheeky and she's not wearing the bum panel. Yeah, the corset, we've made corsets in this style for both men and for women. I remember there was a week where I had to make 2 of these corsets, one for quite a short woman and one for a taller man. And the difference in the pattern, in the body length, was about 4 inches. And that's something that we can do for people. If you know that you're a bit of an unusual shape or size, if you know, for instance, that you've got a longer torso or shorter torso than normal, then just contact us. Jed at jedphoenix.com. I think the email address was on the original slide, and it will also be on the end slide as well. Or you can contact us through our Etsy shop. But yeah, we're very happy, even during this global pandemic or at any time, if you live overseas and you want to get something specially made and made to measure as well, we can utilize technology like Skype or Zoom, and all you need would be a tape measure. So if you know that you're an unusual shape, then we can definitely accommodate you. So we've got Varlis wearing the full back corset with detachable sleeves and the spanking skirt out of leather. And we've got Yun in the foreground wearing the leather military trousers with the red leather stripe down the outside. And so it's when we make trousers like this that we save all the scraps, and then we can make the patchwork leather corset that I showed you in the previous slide. And the trousers are unlined because if you're into leather, you want to feel that leather against the skin. So we don't line the trousers that we make out of leather, because why would you really? And then this next slide, some of these items, it's a corset with waistcoat panels, again, cut for men because it only brings the waist in by up to 2 inches, whereas women can generally take their waist in up by up to 4 inches on a corset. And this particular corset is made with the kinky print fabric. And this is a bit of a hallmark of mine, or it's becoming a hallmark of Jed Phoenix style. It's based on a William Morris print called Brer Rabbit. And in the print, it's got various kinky elements to it. Obviously, William Morris is traditionally known as being part of the arts and crafts movement, where I think he said that if something is neither beautiful nor useful, then it's, why bother with it? So that kind of sums up quite a lot of my brand ethos as well, because I like creating things that are both beautiful and useful. I'm very much into functional design, and this outfit actually has some function to it. Shorts, or the plus fours, have some bondage straps and some press studs, and so you can press stud straps at various points down the outside of the leg, so you can bondage your legs together, or you can maybe even bondage your legs apart. These shorts have got a zip that goes all the way around the crotch, and so it's nice, easy access. And with the corset waistcoat, you can take the waistcoat panels off and just wear the corset if you like. And also this corset has a nice big welded O-ring. It's not even welded actually, a nice big O-ring at each side of the corset, so that if you've got some rope and you want to bind your arms to the side of the body, then you can. So you're restricted in your movement because you're wearing a corset, so there's no slouching and no bending over. And you've got the added bonus of being able to be tied up and with your arms tied to your body. And this next slide shows the boned waist cincher with latch fastenings. Now, this corset, the woman in the photo was actually the person who bought the original sample. So I had the sample and I took it to an event a couple of days after I finished making it. And the woman in the photo bought the sample and then came back the following year and bought another one. And the corset itself, again, utilises some quite unusual fastenings. Those fastenings being latch fastenings that are quite often seen on boxes and the like. Again, this corset is, the engineering that goes into this corset is extreme. On the inside, you have no nipple against the skin, even though you've got rivets going through the latch fastenings and attaching the latch fastenings to the corset. It's made in such a way that the latch fastenings go through a piece of steel but will never come into contact with your body. And that's because people have some nickel allergies, and also too much metal against the skin isn't always that nice. If you sweat, then one thing that people will sometimes complain about when it comes to women's garments is the lack of pockets. And even though they're quite small, we do actually have little pockets on the hip spring, on the sides of these corsets. So just on each side, you've got a little pocket. And you've also got some D-rings. So if you want to buy a pouch from us, we sell pouches individually, then you can attach a pouch to the D-rings on the pocket side of the corset. So again, with this corset at the back, you've got the D-rings as opposed to the eyelets, and yeah, unusual latch fastenings at the front. And this, as you can see by the model wearing it, is worn with one of the neck posture collars and one of the asymmetric skirts with the riding crop pocket. And you can kind of mix and match it up with other items from your wardrobe as well. And something that I've been getting into quite recently, it might be because it's lockdown, it might be because it's summer, it might be because I've kind of been reflecting on the range over the past 21 years or so. And I've noticed that I've not really done many minimalist outfits. So I took the opportunity to dress Mr. Mannequin in some things that I designed for the minimalist nightclub goer. This is the submissive men's nightclub outfit, I suppose. You've got everything that you need. You've got the ability to be restrained and not touch your face with the bondage mitts. You've got a utility belt with some pouches so that you can carry either your stuff or your owner's stuff with you. And you've got a spiky codpiece to protect your crown jewels. This has, I think, 58 spikes, all painstakingly screwed in. And again, no metal against the skin, unless, of course, you want it to have metal against the skin, in which case just contact me and I'll do you a special order. But traditionally, we don't want metal against the skin, so we line our stuff. This codpiece is lined with a beautiful satin lining. The original idea behind this was actually a customer request, and it was someone who wanted one of these made out of, would you believe, pink faux leather. It was a very camp, tongue-in-cheek master's outfit, entirely out of pink faux leather. And so it was his request that actually sparked the design of this. And we make these without the spikes on as well, and in different colours. This is out of black leather with a red satin lining, but we're also making these out of a vegan-friendly black drill, and either with spikes or with no spikes as well. So yeah, this is something that's quite a new design. I don't think these are on Etsy yet. It's the beginning of June 2020, and they're not yet available on Etsy, but working on it. So yeah, if you're interested in any of these designs, then do get in touch. And then the last slide, we have again women's wear. A couple of corsets. We had the arm binder corset and the bondage corset. Again, this is kind of fusing beautifully made designs with function. You can strap yourself down wearing the bondage corset, either of these two bondage corsets actually, and worn with the bondage mitts. That really, that's proper lockdown scenarios can happen with those. And when, again, Richard Bailey, who took the photos, these photos were done in Germany. And when Richard Bailey showed me the photos, my first thought was that the skirts were worn back to front. But it shows you the versatility of my garments. The skirts traditionally have the bustle and all the D-rings at the back, but they can also be worn almost like an apron, I suppose, with all the detail at the front. So it was the models who chose to wear them that way round. But yeah, beautiful leather skirts with a lot of versatility. So this is just a brief introduction to some of the garments that I design and make, all made here in South London and by a small team of small, talented and passionate women.